begins.
We'll see if Mira thinking about trying for the bounty rune steal, but not gonna go for it there.
And a little bit of a poke here on Poshka. They're trying to set up some damage, but there doesn't really look like anything's going to come out of it. Monkey King's close by to cover him.
And then we'll get the information on how the lane's going to start. Yatoro on that carry. Monkey King being backed up by the Bane here. No surprises in that front. And then this mid lane matchup, GPK on the Kunkka. This Kunkka versus Invoker should be pretty good for GPK right early on.
Yeah, I think generally speaking against Kunkka, you want a hero that's like constantly putting harassment, and Invoker doesn't really quite fit that bill. He's more of a passive hero that tries to like out-sustain you through the lane, so I expect GPK to have very good farm.
I see, so VP indeed deciding to start things with Nightfall, farming on the top lane with the backup of Kingslayer, constantly running at Spirit to get that space that the Medusa needs.
Yeah, this is the ET, right? They were trying to dodge the ET into Tidehunter, and just by putting their heroes top here and doing this initial smoke move, they forced Team Spirit to react to them and then move the Tidehunter up top. And they're already set up here with 3 to try to punish.
I'm at Poshka. He's going to be in a bit of trouble here. Save gets the stun, and that'll be the setup. First blood for VP. As the musical lanes may have occurred, but VP, they'll still get that first blood to start things off.
I think in any sort of Eastern European matchup, the laning phase is always going to be really, really important. And this is why this initial smoke move came out. And you see VP rotating up their heroes towards top. They don't want to let that Monkey King just dominate the Underlord in a 2v2 situation.
No, absolutely. And as you say, it's just something that we haven't really seen as much in sort of previous tournaments, that sort of willingness to move as early as these two teams are.
I think that's a reflection of the fact that they know each other so well, right? These two teams have gone up against each other a bunch during the DPC. They probably scrimmed each other a ton before this event too.
Radiant's
CS-wise, see the courier here being sniped. Mid lane.
It's kind of playing out like expected, right? GPK is just managing to out-sustain the Invoker for now and sit there and farm creeps. And now he finally has his bottle, so, you know, he's going to be good. I think that's, like, really the only tough part of the lane, if you're able to maybe shut him off before the bottle. But from this point onward, it should be smooth sailing for the Kunkka.
Absolutely, yeah. Pressure really amounting here for Toronto Tokyo early on. As you said, GPK with the levels, he'll be able to clear up the lane and the small camp. Hasn't been blocked this game, so lots of potential golden XP for GPK to clean up quite early this game.
Yeah, and DM is managing just fine bottom against the Monkey King for now. Like, you see the Monkey King is starting to... Once he gets lane control, it gets a little bit trickier for the Underlord to lane. But Save is here to pull back the lane and just make sure that Underlord... The lane is constantly swinging back and forth, so Underlord can use his fire to secure CS.
14 for 5, 13 for 4, the 2 cores. Well, VP off to the slightly hotter start here right now. Yep. Save. Well, we'll get taken out by Mira. Able to push back the line in a lane where you are going to constantly see these two supports try and go at one another. DM, of course, will be much safer as the Underlord. A little harder to go on.
Yeah, I expect to see the Lion TP mid here and refill the Kunkka's bottle. This is something that I think VP do a lot. Actually, he didn't. So, okay, so they've deemed GPK's fine without it. He does still have that bounty rune to go pick up, so...
Yeah, that's true. I guess, yeah, he's just having such a good time. He said he doesn't need that sort of extra refill.
Yeah, seems like they're really valuing DM's game, right? He doesn't even want to go mid to refill the bottle. They really want to get that back down there and make sure the Monkey can pressure.
That makes sense. At the moment, DM, the one that's just a slightly bit more behind than the rest.
Bounty!
Yeah, he's also been put in the toughest matchup, right? You got the Monkey King, you have the minus armor from the Weaver, so it's a tough lane to play in. And you notice they're just constantly shoving the wave out to be able to pull these hard camps and the small camp. But Mira's really on top of it. He's going to run over to block the small camp, and then DM's in perfect position to pull the hard camp. Really, really smart play by them.
See another go here onto Save. Save. He'll be able to hold back Mira, but Yatoro jumping in with the Primal Spring. That'll get the kill done.
That's a huge kill. He doesn't have his teleport ready yet, so that's 20 seconds of DM being alone in the bottom lane. But because he did this pulling thing so well, you notice that DM's going to be under his own tower, and he's going to get all the farm anyway. So great play from Team Spirit, but VP were set up for it, so it doesn't really hurt them too much.
I mean, and what's sort of the game plan for Save in this early game? Because it seems like this bottom lane is... It's sort of guaranteed death. It's very hard for him to stay alive as a Lion against these two.
Yeah, I think what he's aiming to do is just make sure that DM gets some sort of farm out of the lane. We see No Tail from OG do this a lot, where like he will die a couple of times, but once you take a glance over at the CS, you notice that the Underlord he's doing fine. He's managing, even though he's 1v2, because a lot of resources are being burnt in zoning out the position 5, or 4 in this case, in Save.
indeed save. Straight back over here towards the bottom mid lane. Lead continues here for GPK. 36, we'll see. Again, save. That's got the Hex. We'll see if they want to try and bring the Monkey King over. No, they won't. The creep's getting pushed in now underneath the tower. DM with the levels. The Firestorm able to keep that wave pushed in. As top lane, collapse. I'm going to go down there. Kingslayer getting away with that one. Not even losing his life in return.
Yeah, and in the middle lane, as expected, right? You see the Kunkka is slowly starting to edge out the Invoker. This is a lot due to the fact that Kunkka can both farm out the lane with his Sidebringer and then rotate himself over to the small camp and farm it out while he's waiting for the wave to push back in.
I mean, and as it goes for these two mids, who's going to be looking to make the move first?
I think once Kunkka 6, you could expect some sort of support rotation over. It's pretty hard for the Invoker to pair up with any of his two supports to really get kills here, but with the right rune, you know, double damage, they might have some sort of threat, but without it, I think it's almost impossible. So expect VP to make the first move towards mid.
I see top. They try and go on to Nightfall. Good cover here from Kingslayer. Stomp out onto the two of them. To force them back off away from his Medusa. Nightfall will be able to continue to farm safely. Bottom lane, not going to be the same story for Yatoro. Do have a smoke here from VP. Kingslayer
are scanning.
Looking toward this mid lane, but Toronto Tokyo is playing very cautious. A scan comes out as well. He's aware that VP likely looking to try and get some sort of setup onto him mid.
So an interesting thing about the smoke, he timed it with when you would normally go to stack the triangle, right? And since you see a Medusa and a Kunkka, you're probably expecting this ET to go stack the Ancients. So it was a really smart play from ET coming out, but even smarter by Toronto Tokyo, who read that move.
Bottom lane, look at the setup onto Mirror, and with a stun and a Hex, all maybe with the stick charges, Mirror actually is going to live through that attempt there from VP. GPK not quite in range to follow up to that setup. And Mirror will manage to get away.
And you see they get this ward out behind them as a consequence. I think VP spotted it out though, as they have a ward right next to it that should have seen the Weaver place it.
And look at this move top. The setup's been here from Miposhka. Toronto Tokyo. TP's over. Mana's gone. Nightfall getting burst slow by the EMP. Tornado as well. As Toronto Tokyo leaves no chance for Nightfall to get away. Very good move there from Spirit, knowing that VP had left Nightfall on their own.
I think they really need to make sure that they keep these moves going. And once you have earn charges on the Invoker, it becomes a lot easier. So this first TP is really important for him that it pays off. I think if the game continues going stale, you see VP's cores are just getting more CS for every minute that passes by. And their heroes farm faster, so they're telling Team Spirit now to really try to enable the Invoker as we move into the mid game and get some moves going.
I'm going to see a bit of a move up from the side of the map that DM wants to play. So he's now going to look to start sitting up on this top lane. Holding back some of the pressure that's been put in and swapping things around with Nightfall. Coming down to farming the other half of the map.
Yeah, and just continued stacks coming out from VP. They know what their objective is. They just need to get items and try to hit their timing in the game. They want that Manta on the Dusa. They want the Kunkka to come online as fast as possible. And then they'll be able to fight back. But up until then, I think Team Spirit's going to look for pressure.
All right, Toronto Tokyo. He's managed to come into VP's jungle and set up onto Nightfall. This time round, TP backup will be coming in. Nightfall gets low though. The Boundless Strike comes down. They take out the Medusa once again. Toronto Tokyo will die for this. From Mirror and Yatoro, are they able to make it out of here? Mirror, he's been found, caught out by the X-Mark. They'll drag him back. The vision's out. They take him down. Miposhka, he's come over, but he can't do anything to help, but he's only going to end up losing his life as well. Well, start all. Yatoro, he was tempted to commit for save, but opts to keep his life intact there as he will back off. But a kill attempt this onto Nightfall, but this time around, a very dangerous place to make the move. VP easily able to respond and taking 3 heroes down in return.
Yeah, and one of the advantages of having a greedy carry like Medusa is this hero can farm fast, right? So even though you're punishing it, he has the ability to come back into the game.
And look at this, they want to go for GPK. Cold snap. The setup, they'll be able to sidestep the torrent. GPK, they'll catch him on the retreat here with the tornado, and GPK goes down.
Yeah, this is a massive kill. He was trying to come in and invade and try to take some stacks while he thought the enemy heroes were dead, but Team Spirit really fast on the response there. They know where to move their heroes. During all of this, you see Collapse just sitting in the top lane, and we've talked about Collapse a lot on the panel. This guy kind of likes to play like a carry. He is like one of the big players for Team Spirit that tries to stay uninvolved in the early game, and then once he hits his blink dagger timings, you can expect a lot coming out from him.
And do you think that sort of is it early game greediness from him is going to be the payoff this game? How necessary? Is it that he joins the rest of the team? Can these other 4 heroes make enough moves to allow him to sort of AFK in that top situation?
I think that's their game plan, right? They want to try to set up Collapse to be some sort of win condition for him. And I think so far the way the game's been playing out, it's feeding into that, right? Collapse is not really playing as a disruptor. There's nothing that's stopping him from allowing him to get Ravage off. The Kraken Shell will always purge out these stuns they see from VP's side. The burst damage is fairly limited. They might be able to combine some Elder Titan with Lion at some point, but it's a hard ask. So I think it's a good idea that they got going.
The line's being drawn down at the bottom. Save. Just able to pick up the 6. Mirror, just trying to keep eyes on him. Also, that's GPK around him. Mirror in quite a bit of trouble here, unless Toronto Tokyo can do something big. They got the X mark into the boat. No detection out though at the moment, and Mirror off to the side, but the angle is there. GPK finds them with the Tidebringer. A nice little kill there, and still having that finger of save ready to use if they want to try and push on for some more action. Yatoro.
You notice how Yatoro is really active for Team Spirit, and he's constantly like putting himself in positions where he could potentially join some sort of play. This is something that I think is very unique to Spirit, where Yatoro will be more active in the early game, and then later on he'll start taking the farm as Collapse comes online. And he's reaching that point. The Tidehunter is getting pretty close to finishing up his item, and you should see this Ravage fight come out soon for Team Spirit, where they look to take some tower.
Your admiral is on board.
Yatoro will back out of this area for now. Top lane, they're looking to try and get the kill onto DM. See DM trying to get the ultimate going, but they've got a lot of disable. Cold snap kicking in. DM can't get the ult off.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So by moving all these heroes top, they brought 4 heroes top. Let's see what VP can do on the response. For them, it looks like they're going to try to invade into the triangle, secure some sort of vision, or check the stack situation. And during all of this, you see Medusa's just slowly farming away at the Ancients in the triangle. So space created
Dire's top tower is
from
under
DM.
attack.
That certainly is, and now we'll see the other 3 members of VP look to continue to grow that space. Kingslayer, GPK, and Save. Off with the smoke, but as it is, Spirit very much grouped up. Not going to be caught off here, and we'll see with Spirit strength from the farm that Collapse has. It's a little careful and difficult for VP to make moves into Spirit's 5-man lineup as Collapse. He'll always be there ready to pop that Ravage and potentially turn things around with a good combo from Toronto.
So one of the counterplays to, a lot of TPs being used here is that the VP knows that Spirit are now stuck wherever they show on the map, wherever the heroes are showing. They know that they can play on the opposite end of the map. So at this point they realize, a lot of heroes bottom. We can move in, pressure out this mid tower, and set up for some sort of weak reaction where there won't be 5 heroes.
Looking for the tower trade. As soon as they take this, the TP already coming up top. Gonna have to be a little cautious though on the Bane. Still look to try and hold on to this mid. As top lane, Miposhka will be seen. No, not quite able to get the setup. Even with the rest of Spirit coming over, Miposhka, it's gonna be hard for him to close in for a Nightmare lead in. As VP, they'll show their faces and back off as soon as they know that they've forced a reaction from the Spirit, and Spirit backed over to their half of the map.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, and if you take a look at the net worth, you'll notice I think VP are quite happy with this pacing. They're getting the farm on their 2 cores that they want. Medusa already has a Dragonlance Yasha finished up. Their Kunkka is extremely strong. He has Armlet, which is currently one of the strongest items in the game. We were talking about it back in the panel.
I mean, the stats, right? The damage.
It's crazy. It gives you 75 damage on a strength hero.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
GPK. Gonna try and start things off here. They've got the grip to lock him down. He needs help. Have they got anything to stop this grip? They don't. GPK caught out from the high ground there. And top, Yatoro, he's going to look to try and pick something more out of this as well as he's heading over to save. To the tornado angle coming from Toronto. Tokyo, and he lines it up brilliantly. Another catch here for Spirit.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, Team Spirit are playing this game extremely well. This is the pace they have to play with. They have to continue applying the pressure because they're getting out farmed. If you look at the gold ticker, it's constantly moving in the favor of VP. So these plays are needed for them to slow VP down. But as of right now, it's not really working out. But they need to continue this aggression. And once the Tidehunter is strong enough to join them, that's when they really need to take out some towers and then start controlling map space.
Sure. I mean, that's sort of the big thing we've seen, or not seen so far from Spirit, just fighting with collapse involved.
Bounty.
He's still sort of kept to his own devices.
Yeah, and he's about to finish up the Blink Dagger, so expect the smoke coming out.
And the time is certainly ticking. Nightfall and GPK getting serious farm so far this game. Spirit, what sort of setup will they be able to get here with Blink Dagger? Ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, VP are doing a good job of only showing their cores on the lanes while they have Medusa farming a stacked up triangle and the camps that are safe. You only really ever see the Medusa walk up to creeps if there's a hero nearby to keep him safe. And in this case, that's safe. As they're attempting a kill on Collapse mid.
Safe setup. But coming in, Collapse. Finger as well. And you've got Nightfall moving into position with the Stone Gaze. Collapse can't get out. At the same time, the fight kicking off the side. GPK has been caught in the Wukong's command. The boat comes crashing over there. GPK, he's still alive. He's able to armlet toggle himself back out. He's getting away. He walks out of the whole team fight. They can't kill the Kunkka. And VP, they've managed to move themselves on top of Toronto, Tokyo. He tried to run, but the damage not going to quite be done here. Toronto, Tokyo also surviving somehow. Finally, GPK goes down in the river. Yatoro will manage to wrap around and get on top of the Kunkka.
Yeah, he sniped him with a stun there at the end, but oh my god, those armlet toggles, those are crazy. He kept staying alive and it keeps baiting Team Spirit into a bad position.
Well, we're going to see them continue to try and fight here. Nightfall and DM, they turn towards Mirror, but now the chase for Yatoro comes out. VP, they've decided to bail out of this. They see Spirit just chasing them down. Save has been left over towards the mid here. Leading forward, big hit coming in with the Boundless Strike from Yatoro.
Radiant structures
As a Spirit, they're finding these fights that, as you say, they've got to keep going. They've got to bring this action. And my goodness, they certainly are. They'll take the team fight. And by the looks of it, they'll take this mid tower as well. Pretty much nullifying that lead the VP had began to create from the farm they're able to pick up on the map.
And the best part of all of this is they didn't have to use the Ravage. The Ravage is still up, so expect to see Team Spirit to group up and go for another move here. They still are stronger than VP. The Stone Gaze is going to be back, but they're missing the Finger of Death. And the other Titan ulti is still down for another 20 seconds.
Now, your admiral is on
Poshka, he's got grip. CPs are going to have to come in here, surely, for VP as Spirit. So they want to commit for it. This they do. Save. We'll be able to come in for the trees, stop the Fiend's grip channeling.
That was beautiful spell casting from Save.
are scanning.
And have to keep GPK safe. We've seen in a few fights, really, GPK very much trying to be the front man here for the team. But with the damage Spirit have, the Spirit Vessel as well, it has been enough to really threaten GPK.
Yep. Team Spirit are aware that heroes were committed to the bottom lane, so they decided to smoke over towards the mid now. And they know that there are not a lot of TPs ready. So.
GPK, again, he tries to walk down to see what's going on, but they find him immediately, drop the combo. GPK's trying to run Collapse. He'll go over towards Save. Stomp from Kings there, holds back Mirror and Collapse, but Yatoro leads in with a Primal Spring, closes it onto Save. A Spirit, absolute killers here as they continue to just roam the map and keep VP completely on their toes.
Yeah, and like I said, the best part of this is Ravage is not explained. Oh my god, 4 TPs to the top.
Oh my goodness, yeah, indeed, and Collapse. Can you get in for the gush? Not quite. DM just out of range there, but I mean, you see it. It's Team Spirit just completely on the same page here with the franticness of the moves that they're pulling out.
They're absolutely in control of the pace of the game, and I think during the group stages, it felt like if you don't control pace, you're going to really, really struggle. I think in the playoffs, we've seen some teams that have been able to, you know, come play away from that and start playing more to just play reactive. But in this series, between the two of these Eastern European giants, I feel like whoever has pace control is going to be determining the pace of the game, and that's going to allow you to get more farm. So Yeah, it feels like Spirit are really doing everything they need to do to stay ahead here.
Getting over, taking a bit of this triangle as well away from VP. VP playing a bit more cautious now.
Is under attack.
Not seeing GPK being the one to lead sort of the movements now.
Yeah, but you cannot see.
That's so hard for them to kill the Tidehunter. So wherever the Tidehunter shows up, they kind of have to play away from. So Tidehunter goes top, you see VP swing over to the bottom side of the map.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
See over towards the mid. TP's coming in as Perched is looking for the setup. DM, he's looking to play it safe. He's looking to take the match straight away with the Rift. He makes it just in time. Gets the both of them out of there this time round. Nobody will fall to Spirit, at least not yet. Spirit, they are chasing on. Again, just feeling so confident when they're fighting around their Tidehunter here. Collapse, very, very strong. Jump on Yatoro, then they found him up in the trees.
That was the perfect blink reveal for them. He just finished out the blink dagger. TP's
now, and they've got the grip onto GPK. TP's coming in. Spirit, they may have lost their mid, but they will be able to get the trade onto VP's mid in return.
This is all great space though. You see Nightfall's just farming the jungle, up top lane DM's just pushing out the waves. I think even though it's a mid for mid trade, VP's coming out on top because they have both their cores farming out the side lanes and they're closing in on items that they really need. So, great delays from VP. They're managing to keep this game even.
Still coming out alone on this map, proving to be rather scary with Yatoro and Mirror as actively hunting as they are.
Scotty finished up for Nightfall now.
Things have definitely become a lot more difficult for Spirit if they try and fight close to this Medusa. Nightfall ready to stand tall.
There's also Lotus Orb just about to be finished on DM, so this is going to be a big timing for VP. So if Team Spirit are not careful and try to run into them, VP are definitely ready to fight back now.
Smoke out from the Roche pit. Starting off things in the mid, no jump. Collapse, committing with the Ravage. They want to plant Nightfall before any sort of backup comes into play. Stone Gaze is used, but they'll quickly avert their eyes, and they'll be ready to turn back in and slam down the Medusa as Nightfall goes down. With them out of the game for 50 seconds, the space is going to be there for Spirit to head straight into the pit there. Nightfall maybe feeling a little too confident with the Skadi complete, pushing out quite far from the rest of his team in that mid lane. No hesitation there from Collapse to start off the action with the Ravage.
Yeah, this is great to see. I think you got to be on your toes. You're ready to make that jump. I think a lot of teams probably wouldn't have made that jump, assuming that it's cover. But Bane is top bottom lane now.
See bottom. A bit of an attempt from a setup from Perched. I mean, Perched is still alive. Brain Sap onto the creeps. Is that going to keep him living? It's not. Goes down, but time's been bought. DM, he'll take the two of them out of there.
I think in this game, you see both teams really able to punish each other's timings. Right as the Tidehunter had his blink earlier, VP took a great fight in the mid lane, and now, as soon as Dusa finishes up the Skadi, Team Spirit interrupt that timing by using a Ravage to blow her up and just constantly delaying the game, but I think that really does favor VP. So even though a lot of things are going right for Spirit, I think this is really their time to shine. So once they get the Ravage up, I expect them to go try to take over the enemy side of the map and really force VP into their base, which I feel like they haven't really quite been able to do, even though they're getting a lot of really good kills.
VP, smoke up in the low ground, save straight up with the initiation. Got the opening onto Collapse. Collapse is pretty tanky. Have they got the damage to take him out? It's back up on its way. It is Tornado, not going to hit anything. Misses them all. Collapse still being run down here. I mean, he's fallen low, but he's not quite dead. He's finally going to go down. They will get the jump done, but now Yatoro is in with the BKB, jumps along the backlines. Where's the Wukong's command out? The Nightfall Stone Gaze and attempted to escape. DM also able to head off to the side. Mirror keeping themselves on top of the Medusa. It's got to be careful of Nightfall with that Skadi. Heading back hard, so Mirror will back off.
So you're noticing in every single team fight, once the Monkey King ult comes down, Medusa's going to want to respond with Stone Gaze to force both teams to disengage from each other. It's a great tool for the VP to just zone everything out, make sure that they can't get chased down, and just get out of that Monkey King ulti and force Yatoro to chase out of his ult.
I mean, such a close back and forth game. Exactly what you would hope to see between these two teams. It's 1k gold in it, 13 to 17, 25 minutes in.
And my only worry is about the scaling. I just feel like VP's draft just keeps scaling up so nicely into this game. And if they can already kill the Tidehunter, that means that, you know, as the game goes on and the Medusa starts playing items that actually allow her to deal damage, it's only going to get easier for them.
Absolutely, no, as you said, Spirit's attitude this game, and it has been in many others, was to put that increased priority on getting Collapse's game going early. He's had a couple of solid ravages, but other than that, the fight's not looking easy for him to perform.
Yeah, I just think VP's been doing a great job of just disrupting Team Spirit's game plan. Even though Team Spirit's been getting these kills and, you know, they're applying the pressure, which their draft should be doing, there's always an answer back, and I think Save has like really been leading the charge. As soon as he got the blink on Lion, it felt like the momentum of the game kind of shifted, and you saw VP have the ability to fight back, and especially for map control.
Dire are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, Spirit. Still 2 minutes left on Yatoro's Aegis. They want to get something done.
Dire's
But VP, as strong as they are, they're right up by Spirit's tier 2 tower, so quite the walk Spirit's going to have to take if they want to run into them.
This is great discipline coming out from VP. Their vision is in the top area of the map, so they're only willing to fight here. So they're just basically setting up their heroes top, and they're saying, you know what, even though you're damaging 2 of our towers, we're going to take out your top tower faster, and this is where we are willing to fight you, so you need to come back to us. They understand that these 2 towers that they have in the both mid and the bottom lane aren't that valuable for them as it is to fight under their own vision. So just gonna happily give it up while they keep farming it and reaching their timings on their heroes.
Middle tower is under attack.
I mean, both are trying to force the others back here. It's VP getting as close to the tier 3 right now. What's Spirit going to do about this as Nightfall starts knocking at the door? Spirit, they're going to have to answer. Miposhka will turn up. Nice little sleep dodge at the stomp.
Yeah, even gets a voice line from GPK.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, the way that Team Spirit have set up their wards right now on the map, if you take a look, they have one ward in almost every lane of the map. And this is because they know that once this game breaks up and both teams start resetting back, and it's a map control game, this is going to give them opportunities for pickoffs. Whereas VP set up 2 wards up in the top jungle, expecting Team Spirit to come to the top side of the map and try to fight them. So once we move into this map control state of the game, Team Spirit are going to be favored.
Radiant's courier has been
Jump on a save. What more can they get? Got to keep eyes on that Aegis timer. 10 seconds. Spirit trying their best to force some action. A VP. Will GPK and DM get caught out here? Very tanky now with DM having the Crimson Guard. And DM is taking the 2 of them out. He can sense something's coming.
Yep, spider senses are tingling. No heroes showing on the map for too long a period of a time, and just decides, you know what, I'm going to take it safe.
I mean, they really are. I mean, as expected, but you know, this game, you can absolutely see just how much these 2 teams know each other.
Yeah, you can feel the tension too, right? Like the way that they're moving around. Team Spirit's very grouped up, so is VP. They don't want to make that mistake that might cost you the game.
Haste.
VP noticed that the Invoker is alone as the Monkey King shows top, and I think this might be their cue to try to make a move once Save is caught up to his teammates.
Miposhka. I'm sure that he's got the grab there from the low ground. So VP, whether they're being spotted, and with the information that the vision's up to the top half of the triangle, they smoke up from the bottom half of the triangle. It's much less likely that Spirit would have eyes there as well.
Yeah, they're trying to attempt the wraparound, but the tier 1 middle lane tower is still up, so this might be a difficult wrap to have. It's so low though, it only has 50 HP, and this 50 HP just might make the difference. And you see VP back off, recognizing that, you know what, we can't make this move. Now Spirit instead. Trying to fight into VP, but they have a ward up, so this could be a difficult fight for them, if they're not ready. As you notice, just the standoff between both teams, this is respect coming out for the understanding that, you know, if we fight into the enemy team's vision, it's going to be difficult. Miposhka's pinging out these, like, I think they have a ward here on the minimap, and they're really, really careful about not fighting into the enemy team's wards.
I mean, when are we going to see them run into? It seems that they're just reading each other too well.
It's just none of the teams are willing to fight into wards. I think it really comes down to that. And if you're Team Spirit here, you recognize that Roshan's going to be up within the next minute or so. So you want to control the top side triangle, and very likely we're going to see VP fight back for that Roshan, because if they don't, it's going to go down so quickly.
Looking down bottom again, but DM is out before anything happens here. Spirit might get the chance to just take this tier 2 tower.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's Toronto.
Admiral is on board.
So looking for Kingslayer here. We'll commit with the BKB. See how much further they can chase. Oh, that was a great read there. Toronto, you knew that Slayer was going to stand still to avoid the Sunstrike. It ends up coming straight down on him. He reads him like a book.
A beautiful play right there.
That was excellent.
But you can tell how tense they are, right? That BKB usage from the Invoker just indicates, like, you know, they're always scared that someone might be there to back them up, as DM is caught mid.
I mean, yeah, straight away to the mid. Mapochka's caught him with the grip. And they turn that quick kill on a Slayer into something a little bigger. DM now out for a minute.
Yeah, and Roshan's just about to respawn, they think, but it seems like he's not. So, no Roshan the first timer tick. They're just going to continue to sweep the map here, I think. When they have the dominant, they have the numbers advantage, this is the time for them to just make sure that they keep applying the pressure to keep VP in their base. They're finally getting that map setup that they were looking for in the earlier portion of the game. And it's reflected in Monkey King's farm. He's caught up to Nightfall, which is huge for them. They need this Monkey King to be able to stand his ground.
Let's see if they answer them this time here. VP, 20 seconds until DM's back in. And Spirit, I'll certainly try and finish this tower before anything comes in regarding DM. And we'll be theirs. Another objective taken, closer and closer now towards Collapse being able to pick up his next item. That's the next one done for Yatoro. Skadi on the way. In fact, it's just been delivered. So Skadi up for him. Evasion's going to be online very soon for Nightfall.
Yeah, and VP are so lucky that this Roshan hasn't spawned. It's going to be just long enough for Nightfall to finish up his item before it comes up.
Both teams just so patient this game. And it really has. It's just kept so close. Normally we see some sort of lead up and then swing around, but it's been a few thousand gold in it for the last 30 minutes or so.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
I just think both teams are doing exactly what they're supposed to for their drafts to play out, and getting into this late game, I thought that, you know, for sure VP is going to have an edge, but I think with how the game's been panning out, you know, it feels really even. Either side could really do it.
I mean, it's just that, you know, this whole game, Yatoro is the Monkey King. He's been keeping right up with Nightfall's Medusa. He is massive. And
yeah,
down to the pit they go.
So far, I think Yatoro's really been playing out of his mind for the entirety of this tournament.
This is an very impressive carry. Monkey King here this game. VP, they are going to want to do something about Spirit getting this Roshan, but the Wukong's command is down. Yatoro daring them to step up into the GPK. Holding things up with the boat, but Yatoro commits with the BKB. They get the kill, VP, but Spirit, they get that Aegis secured. Ravage out of the four of them. DM trying to take the boat, but the grip is holding over it. No, it's not DM. He's able to step over and take everybody out of there.
Double damage.
What an unbelievable play by DM. Crazy! What an attempt by VP. Like, when you think about it, how crazy you gotta be to pop that Stone Gaze run into the Monkey King ult. They did get the Roshan kills.
They got the kill.
Gold, so yeah, they got something out of it.
They're straight back out.
Yeah.
They know that the Aegis is on Yatoro.
But the Ravage is down, and so is the Monkey King ult and the Fiend's Grip. So this could potentially be an opening for VP to try to do something.
They've still got the finger, so they've certainly got the burst if they can get that jump from Save. It's been pretty good at it so far, very willing to just throw his body in to find that initiation.
And look at this, they send Nightfall top to show on the top wave, trying to give Team Spirit the false sense of security here in the bottom area. And then Save goes in, drops a ward, not going to find the initiation this time.
Oh, Slayer.
Oh, what a stop.
Oh, he's got the two of them here. Save. Forced out to the side here, but the bugs are upon him. He'll turn. But Save, he's just dying to the bug of Mirror.
Yeah, if you get the initiation on the two supports, it's just very hard for them to fight back. Both ET caught, solo save, and you notice Team Spirit, Virtus Pro recognize that and they immediately back off.
Let's see what they've got here now. The GPK is going to charge him with the bow straight down onto the beam. But Perched, he's gone. See what they can get from the jump from Collapse. Collapse is trying to get in on top of Nightfall, but Nightfall's focused Classic natural in Tokyo. The BKB comes out from Toronto, trying to run. GPK looking to try and get the catch on him, but he's too fast. DM, he's been left behind by the rest of his team. This time, DM out to start off the action. See the buyback from Perched because he's already heading immediately over to see if he can get some sort of grab onto the two of them. Now watching for the high ground, but the stun comes out for Yatoro. The Boundless Strikes straight in on top of them. Sunstrike's gonna miss. GPK's got to reset for now, falling a little low. Yatoro looking to get on top of Nightfall, but the stone gaze is out. Yatoro jumps back up to the trees. The finger straight in on top of Perched because it's a dieback on the Bane. But this was 2 buybacks from VP committed to make this play.
Yeah, they needed to. I think if Nightfall goes down there, they're in a very, very hard position to play the game. But now they have a dieback situation going on the Bane, so that's 60 seconds where they can try to set up the lanes and get map control back and try to finish up their round of items. Because you see 3,000 gold on the Medusa isn't really helping her do anything, but as soon as that 3,000 gold turns into a BKB, that's a pretty big advantage they have, because she's really getting controlled by this Invoker.
We'll see a recap of this fight again. I mean, what sort of stood out to you the most about this move here?
I mean, it's a great initiation they find on the Bane. As soon as the Bane is taken out, you notice VP feel very comfortable standing the ground. And there's no Ravage, so you can see Nightfall's just very easily able to chase. But as soon as the Bane buyback comes out, their position here is kind of broken from VP. You see DM on one side of the screen, and you have Nightfall and Kunk on the other. And this is just a little bit of miscommunication, I think, coming in towards the end of that fight.
Dire are scanning.
We've seen a few times now where DM's ability to disengage has been huge. And without him there at the start of things, a very, very hard fight for VP to back out from when things don't start to go their way. Because now, Spirit able to push up a bit of a lead here, up 4K. Yatoro still standing there, I said, pretty much dead even this whole game with Nightfall. Both of these carries just on the completely same level.
Yep. Medusa finishes up the BKB. Now this gives her 9 seconds of where the Invoker can no longer Deafening Blast her, because that's been her biggest problem in the team fights. Just constantly getting Deafening Blasted, not allowed to output any damage. So I expect this next team fight that comes out, eyes on Medusa, because she's finally going to be able to be allowed to deal damage. As top lane save is caught.
No, he's going to be gone for sure. Saves out.
Yep, and Spirit's already in position to make a move with both Tidehunter and Monkey King here. Smoked up, gonna jump on the Kingslayer.
Oh, this time off the mark with the Boundless. Bit of a rare miss there from Yatoro compared to some of the fantastic stuns he's hit so far.
Yeah, absolutely. We have an Aghanim Scepter also finished up on the Tidehunter, so anyone that's caught in the Monkey King ult with Gush on top of them, that's going to be real tough.
Oh my goodness, the physical damage coming out from those two. I mean, even just sort of a Gush and a Boundless. Some of these squishier heroes are going to disappear in a flash.
Yeah, absolutely. If you see either DM if you see either Kingslayer or Save get caught by that Gush, yeah, they're gone.
That's a lot of minus armor really across the board when you factor in the Forge Spirits and the Weaver as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nightfall. They're going to commit, collapse. In with the Ravage, he's back, caught the fourth, and this is giving them good time to fully focus onto the Medusa. The brilliant grip there from the Posture as well. There's no way to VP to stop it. And now they've got to run. The Gush out onto the two of them, Torrent off the mark, but Toronto Tokyo's heading into the high ground with the BKB. She's got an ice wall. He's got the 3 of them. Boundless Strike down the push back for the Deafening Blast into the meatballs. And DM dies inside the base. And they're not even done yet. They're looking towards the tier 4. Yatoro is going right up to the ancient. GPK's back to the fountain. Got a quick blink into the rest of Sunstrike. It'll hit. They're diving in. They want to. They've got to be a little careful with the fountain dives, but my goodness, the power there that Spirit just charged in with. And I mean, Toronto, Tokyo, he guarantees them those extra kills, just going straight in with the BKB Shivas. There's no escape from VP from this Invoker.
But they're not scared on Team Spirit at all, right? They're just charging up the high ground, showing no respect. They don't care if Deuce has the buyback. They're glad to give up the Invoker kill if there's a buyback on the Medusa. But I want to say, that's all started off with great initiation coming from Collapse, right? Does not hesitate at all. You see the Medusa up in front, blink Ravage, that allows Poshka to keep that perfect position to get the Queen Strip off. And just overall, the team coordination coming out from Spirit right now just looks really, really nice. I mean, they're playing off each other is crazy.
And straight up the top lane, no buybacks on the members of VP here. Spirit taking so much here away from Virtus Pro.
That's his mega creeps for sure, and maybe even more.
See Spirit, they want to stick around for further fights, so will they chill out for a bit? Looks like they'll back off. Very happy, of course, they are with what they've achieved here. No need to push it, as this game has just gone completely in their direction right now. 93% on the win probability, 16k lead. Mega's out. I mean, VP, they do have the Deucer and the Kunka. You know, these are cores that aren't too bad at pushing back the Megas. But no doubt about it, a tough position for VP to play from.
Yeah, the Mega Creeps, the real advantage that it's giving VP right now is, Team Spirit right now is just that it's going to keep VP in their base and allow Team Spirit to kind of decide what do we want to do with this. The Mega Creeps themselves aren't going to actually apply that much pressure outside of just making sure the VP can't freely move out on the map and make any moves that they want. So Spirit, they're just going to wait for Roche. It could spawn in about 30 seconds. So from now on, just expect Spirit to try to farm out, play together, play grouped up. You don't want to give anything away for free. Maybe even potentially try to set up on these lanes as the CVP heroes pushing out of their base. I would imagine the communication right now is just like, hey guys, we just wait for Roche. If I get the Aegis, I'm confident that we can easily end this game, but for VP's sake, you know, you got to be thinking, okay, can we defend our base and potentially contest this Roshan, or is it too hard?
I mean, what do you do here if you're VP?
That's such a hard choice.
Like, do you get out or do you have to sit back?
DM's caught. I mean, who knows? It's hard. It's a really hard decision to make, and I think it's like comes down to your attitude as a team. What is it that you want to accomplish here? It looks like they're trying to come out. They don't want to give it away for free, but Team Spirit's on top of it, and they're not letting them really gain any ground to try to set up for a potential Roshan fight.
I mean, what's the best hope for VP in these team fights? Like, which of these heroes are you saying, Save, you've got to get in on top of, we've got to blow them up to start off the action?
I think ideally you want to get on top of the Bane, but he has a full BKB finished up. So
oh my goodness,
if you don't catch him at the start, that's a full grip that's going to go off.
Yeah, and we've seen so far Miposhka's grips. Fantastic.
Oh, beautiful by Mira. Pops the smoke here, and this should force Nightfall and VP to fall back, but it looks like they're going to try anyway.
I mean, they're coming out. Putting on a bit of a brave face here, VP. Toronto, Tokyo. Just going to give them a bit of a tickle to start the action. Off Yatoro. He's ready to jump in that car! Immediately with the Ravage, a second Ravage, locking down the four of them as Nightfall completely out of mana. Trying to run away with the BKB. The Arsplit will hold back Yatoro for now, but Nightfall, can he really escape this? He cannot! The Medusa dead! No buyback for Nightfall, as this should be the window that Spirit needs to charge down mid and end this game.
Yeah, this is, I don't know how you hold this off. VP thinking they're like, you know what, this is probably the best fight that we have. So they decide to move out of their base. They feel like the Aegis is too much to hold, and it just doesn't work out for them. I think for VP to have a good fight at this point, they really need initiation. And showing two heroes on the middle lane like that, I'm just not sure that's going to give it to them.
And we see actually a Spirit that they're going to hold off from pushing down the mid. Obviously we here at home, we can see Deucer dead for a minute. It is on the monetary side of things, so maybe assuming that the buyback was there and not wanting to make the mistake of pushing into a potential buyback from Nightfall. So they'll hold back for now, and VP, they will get the breathing room to keep this game going.
Yeah, I mean, they probably assumed that the way the VP came out of base, right? You don't really do that play unless you have buybacks. It's too crazy otherwise, but, you know, VP are simultaneously not showing any respect to Team Spirit either, right? They're looking for the opportunities they have to win.
It's all right. BKB committed in for a quick one. Kingslayer's gone, but Toronto Tokyo is already in the base. He gets the lead in onto GPK. 20 seconds and Nightfall's back in action. The buyback from Kingslayer.
Yeah.
They're looking for save.
He knows he's
pretty dead here.
Apply the damage that he can in the form of mana drain. Yeah, Roshan about to spawn in about 5 seconds. I expect some player of Team Spirit is going to go check it out, and once they get that Aegis, it should be a pretty easy high ground push where you just drop the Monkey King ult to cover your heroes, and then you fight on top of the Monkey ult as you have 2 refreshers, I believe? No, it's an Agnum Scepter. Still very good though. I expect the Monkey King to pick it up now that he's 6 slotted.
And just a case, of course, for VP. Sitting back in the base there. There's not a lot they can do to stop Spirit from getting this. A lot of money being built up on some of the cores again from Spirit. I mean, Toronto Tokyo just walking around with a straight 5k in the bank.
Dude, he's eyeing up an overwhelming blink on Invoker.
I mean, we've seen, you know, the way he jumps in. You combine that sort of jump with the Shiva's Guard, the Ice Wall. When the BKBs are down, you're not moving anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's no instant disable, right? When he pops his BKB, he's safe. There's only that stone gaze that will slowly take him into a stone, but the way he's been playing it, he's going to have all the time in the world to reset back after he blinks in. So really nice crowd control coming out of this Invoker, which is great against what VP has to defend with. So.
Yeah. Oh, he's been having a fantastic game, Toronto.
We have a Dagon on GPK. They just want that one kill, right? They're recognizing that we need to kill something on initiation, so Dagon GPK on Kunkka. I did not think I'd see that on the TI main stage.
No, not at all. Nightfall, how's the Divine Rapier progress looking? 2600 right now. He's going to need a fair bit more time, and I don't know if that's going to be given to him as the smoke ups here from Spirit. They're about to get collapsed. Straight in with the first round. He pulls the refresher into the second. Nightfall is gone. Has got buyback this time around, but the GPK has been caught by the grip. Perched with the lockdown. GPK's out of the game for 2 minutes. TM, he's trying to take him back to safety here with the rift, but the H is exposed. GPK dead. Yatoro and the team looking to close things up. As Nightfall, he's trying to draw their attention away from the Ancient. Can he do so successfully? Yatoro's committing. They want to just close it. They're looking for the game. They're looking for the objective. They'll get it. GG is called. As Spirit will get the game 1 victory here against VP.
That was a beautiful game. I think the part of the game where he's